Hello singers and welcome to Total Voice TV. Today I am in the wonderful city of Vienna, and when you think singing and Vienna, there is nothing more Viennese than opera. The Viennese love opera so much they even play it on big screens around the city. I am standing outside the home of opera in Vienna, the Staatsoperhaus, and I can think of nowhere more appropriate to answer one of the questions I received from a Total Voice TV viewer, Haley. Haley is a senior in high school and she's hoping to get into a music theatre degree program, and she asked me, do I need a classical voice technique? My teacher told me with a classical technique I can sing anything. Is that true? So to talk about the difference between classical and contemporary singing, welcome to today's episode of Total Voice TV. It is raining so hard outside. I've come in to get some shelter and answer in more detail. Today's question is, do you need a classical voice technique? Hello, I am Darren Wicks, founder of Total Voice Studio, a contemporary voice coach in Melbourne, Australia. A classical voice technique is an approach to training the voice that gives singers the tools they need to perform classical repertoire, that is art song, lieder and opera, with authenticity and correct styling. The particular tools used in training the classical voice are scales, arpeggios and longer composed pieces, often called vocalises. For contemporary singers, we use both scales and arpeggios, sometimes modes. Although there's no tradition of vocalise in contemporary singing, a lot of teachers will use transcriptions of solos for training the voice. The elements of technique that are important for classical singers have to do with breathing and breath management. Classical singers need to sing long sustained phrases. They need to be able to project their voice over the sound of an orchestra or in large concert halls. Classical singers tend to use a lower larynx posture, which gives darker, more rounded vowel sounds, whereas contemporary singers tend to use a more neutral or speech-based larynx position. Another difference has to do with language. Classical singers are expected to be able to sing in at least French, German, Italian, and English, and they often attend language classes. In contrast, a contemporary singer is trying to sound conversational, and it comes from speech, usually English language. One of the biggest differences between classical and contemporary singing has to do with amplification and the use of a microphone. Good contemporary singers are expected to know how to use a microphone, and the correct use of the microphone is part of the style. In contrast, classical singers almost never use microphones, and they're expected to develop a technique that will allow them to project their voices in large concert halls and over the sound of an orchestra. For contemporary singers, personal creativity through songwriting and improvisation is important. However, for classical singers, reading of music is important, and all classical singers would be expected to own scores for the songs that they are learning and be able to read those scores not only for the names of the notes but for the interpretation and style. Because classical singing involves a lot of skill and training, it was once believed that this technique was superior to all others. But now, as contemporary voice technique evolves, opinions like that are considered old-fashioned. It's a mistake to believe that one technique fits all. Singers should work with a teacher who is a specialist in the style that you are trying to learn. So in answer to our question today, do I need a classical voice technique? The answer is yes and no. Yes, you need a classical voice technique if your goal is to sing classical art song or lieder, opera with correct style and authenticity. However, if your goal is to be a jazz singer, a pop singer, a rock singer, or music theatre singer, then you need a technique that will serve your performance goals. Haley, in your case, to be a great music theatre singer, you need to be able to sing, dance, and act, and you need access to your entire voice, including chest, mix, and head voice. So that's all from me today. Thank you for joining us. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. If you have a suggestion for a future episode of Total Voice TV or a question you'd like me to address, leave that in the comments below. You can find out more information about me and Total Voice Studio by heading on over to our website, totalvoice.com.au, or click on the link on your screen right now. Until I see you next time, be well, sing well, and remember, you were born to sing. Bye.